What's up, y'all? Capone Tony here, and welcome to another Ever Crisis video. So in this one, I will be going through Guild Battle number 8. We've reached number 8. I'll give you some tips, some tricks, some strats, some party setups of what I'm going to be doing in this guild battle. I'm not going to lie, my setup is not great for this guild battle because I have not gotten many of Cloud's wind weapon, which is obviously the best DPS weapon for this event. I've wishlisted it on every banner, and the game just does not give it to me. So I'm gonna have to, be creative here. And but obviously, without a strong DPS setup, I'm kind of limited. But I will give you some tips and tricks and whatnot about how I'm handling lower stages, and then I guess I'll give some mocks of the higher stages as well. But anyway, stages. I think all 6 stages, you don't even really need a healer. I mean. This is based on Guild Battle number 2. It's the same enemy, and it's pretty much, I think, the same HP and whatnot. They just added a stage 6, and that's pretty much it. And then they changed the buff in the armory and whatnot. So the armory characters are Tifa and Matt. If you have a lot of good Tifa and Matt weapons overboosted, they will have a really good buff. Yeah, the Guild Battle 2, it was physical ability potency that was favored. Now it's magic ability potency. And I think this is going to be a good guild battle for weaker players or beginner players, because even with a setup that's not optimal like this, I'm hitting 100% on stages 1 through 3 no problem. And I'll go through my team here in a second. This is my main setup. So for Cloud, I'm still going to be running his Holiday Blade. Even at only OB3, and I don't have a costume for him. I'm just using this costume here for the boost magic attack 5% to all characters. So, this weapon is still decent even at OB3. With a brand on it, I get a 649% magic wind damage with the 1.2 multiplier. So, it's still not too shabby. Offhand, Apocalypse just for the boost attack and the boost wind potency. All magic attack stat 6 here. Summon, I just put Ramu. Just any summon here is fine to use at the very end, because we don't have a wind summon. Don't use an earth summon, obviously, because he's resistant to earth. So there is that. Then Ultimate Buster Sword there. Back weapons, we got Electro Cannon, magic attack, magic ability potency, very, very good stat stick. Boost attack, magic ability potency from Crystal Megaphone. And then boost attack and wind potency from Pulse Gun. So with this setup, Cloud is at 13,000 magic attack. He has level 7 magic attack, level 7 boost attack, level 7 wind potency, and level 6 magic ability potency. And then he's getting a lot of our ability buffs, which I'll go through in a second from all the other characters. So yeah, Cloud, he still has a lot of magic attack. And and his weapon is doing, what, 700-ish% damage with the multiplier. So, he's still doing decent damage. So for Aerith, I do have her Prism Rod OB10, but Aerith is just too good of a support for this battle for me to use her as a DPS. So I will be using Aerith as a support for the other 2 characters. So I'm going to be running Kamara Dress for the debuff extension. People are probably saying, like, hey, why aren't you using Bahamut Robe? Because you're getting the boost attack all allies. Well, her back weapon I'm using is this weapon right here, Rocket Lance. And adding that 5 points to boost attack would not make a difference anyway. So I'm just going to favor putting on a costume that just gives her more debuff extension. Alright, so anyway, main hand, Crimson Staff, amazing weapon for like any magic attack guild battle. I mean, boosting magic attack AOE and decreasing magic defense to the enemy with just one 4 ATB swipe with boost magic attack all allies in the R ability slot. Debuff extension also. Extremely good weapon for a support character. Very, very powerful. Offhand would be Floral Wand, because you're going to need someone that's going to do wind resistance. Whether it be Aerith, Red 13 with Silver Collar, or Yuffie with her Holiday Bell weapon. You got to have somebody that's going to do wind resistance. It's probably the most important debuff for this battle. Just ensure your whole party is doing very good damage. Rest of these materia doesn't really matter, I don't think. I mean, you could favor like HP, or you can put on MATK too. I do have a cura here because this weapon does have an all cure slot. You could use that for like stages 5 and 6, but for like earlier stages, which most likely I'm going to be hitting, you don't really need to heal much at all. So yeah. Back weapons, other back weapons, Bahamut Rod just for MATK All Allies, and then Citric Wand just for the buff debuff extension. So with Aerith, all her stats really don't matter here. I guess boost heal at level 6 is pretty good, but buff debuff extension is the only stat you want to have level 7 here, just because she's mainly going to be a support in this battle, from my setup at least. And yeah, I'm using Kamura dress because all these other dresses here, or these two, are going to be used in the armory. So just letting y'all know that. Alright, Tifa. So Tifa is an interesting one. I'm using an Aurora Tifa. I'm using materia here. So I'm using her holiday, or her New Year's costume, which does give her the 30% wind boost. But I'm running this in the main hand, Bahamut Fangs, for the boost of magic attack all allies, so that's going to help her and the rest of the party do, Cloud do more damage, pretty much. And then Blue Daffodil. So this weapon here has the exploit weakness. So as you're looking at this, you're like looking at materia. Okay, 300% Aurora materia. So I'm doing 300% wind damage. But then you have this slot right here that does 20% magic ability damage. So there's that tacked onto that. And then once all your, all the damage is added up for this 12,263 magic attack, this exploit weakness here will bump up your damage 40%. So Tifa is a pretty decent DPS with wind materia in this battle. I'm pretty surprised, to be honest. And obviously I'm running Tifa because I do not have a Yuffie. I don't even have one copy of her holiday bell. So yeah, I gotta go with Tifa here. And the thing I like about Tifa is she has haste. She can proc it multiple times, so she is just going crazy with Auroras in this battle. And yeah, that exploit weakness helps a lot. So really, really nice. I saw a lot of people using this exploit weakness with water blows in the last dungeon ranking, so it is really nice. All right. So her back weapons would be Flower Vase for boost magic attack and magic ability potency, Canyon Collar, magic attack, wind potency, and then a Prism Rod just for more of wind potency. So with that, she is at level 7 magic attack, level 7 magic ability potency, level 5 ability potency, level 5 wind potency, New Year's Mastery for the essentially the Arcanum, and yeah, really, really good. Haste with a bunch of Auroras. I was pretty surprised how well it was doing. So I'll demonstrate that in a couple mocks here in a second. So this is my setup, just working with what I have, right? And this setup can, like I said, clear 100% stages 1 through 3, no problem. And it can two-shot stage 5. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that based on, it not being a great setup, right? If I had an OB10 Cloud, yeah, I'd probably be clearing a lot better, at least clear stage 4. I think I'm doing like 70%, 78% on stage 4 at the moment, so yeah. But anyway, that's my setup. I'll demonstrate it here in a minute, but I will go through some other setups that are probably other people are running, but I can't run because I don't have the weapons. So Red 13 is an extremely good support for this battle because of Silver Collar. He's going to debuff wind resistance. But also, if you have his new weapon, imagine the new weapon is in this slot right there, that's going to be able to boost magic attack and wind potency for your other two allies. So extremely good support here for Red if you don't want to run Aerith as the support, right? And then if you have Yuffie, she does utility as well as damage. So with Red 13, he's able to debuff the wind resistance and boost magic attack and boost wind damage. With Yuffie, she can debuff magic defense and wind resistance also while doing damage. So really nice combination of utility, damage, and Cloud. He's just the same. He's going to be the same in all the setups I have. So for Red, if you do run him as a support character, you'd probably do the same thing where you're just putting more boost attack, magic attack, all ally weapons with something like that's going to boost his buff debuff extension. Yuffie, kind of similar to Tifa, how I had in the back. Magic attack, magic ability potency, magic attack all allies, magic ability potency, magic attack wind, things like that. But obviously, since I only have a 4-star copy of the weapon, it is not usable for me in this setup. offhand would be the Magic Shuriken, I believe, boost attack and wind potency. I'm not sure if her exploit weakness weapon will be better or not. I don't think so because it's favoring our abilities favor physical ability potency and physical attack. So I'm not sure how that would work. And then another setup you could run if you want to run Aerith as the DPS. Like I said, I have her weapon OB10. You could have her be like a DPS slash buffing debuffing hybrid. It's kind of awkward though because this buff and debuff is going to fall off pretty quickly, so you'd have to kind of alternate between attacking and then buffing and debuffing like back and forth. So she can never like stay into an attacking role here. She's kind of like a mix. So that's why I don't like Aerith here as like a half attacker, half support, but you can make it work just depending on, you know, who your main support is going to be. You could run Red 13 again, who's going to have Silver Collar and his new weapon, or you could run something like Red 13 or Yuffie with her new setup, right? As long as you're covering all the buffs and debuffs, the important ones. So AOE magic attack up for Red 13 if you have his new weapon, AOE wind damage up, debuffing wind resistance is very important, and then debuffing magic defense. So yeah, combination of all that, and then your DPSs will do pretty well even if they aren't great. Like my Cloud is only OB3 and I'm using a Aurora Tifa. So there you go. That is the setups I would run. Yeah, for similar here, you know, same as the Yuffie I setup. I will now demonstrate a stage 1, or not a stage 1. Stage 1 is extremely easy. I knocked this thing out with like 40 seconds left. But I don't know, at like a minute and 40 seconds left. I'll run a stage 3 as a mock just to kind of give you an idea of this battle and how I'm doing it. Still mocking though. Still kind of getting familiar with it. This dude does debuff your attacks every now and then, so you're gonna have to keep reapplying that Crimson with Aerith. So I'm gonna get Blue Daffodil going. Get Crimson for Aerith. And I'm gonna get the haste going for Tifa. I'm gonna get Aurora's going. Cloud, he's just a DPSer the whole time, so that's pretty much all he has to do. Yeah, for now, Aerith doesn't really have much to do here. I'll get Jubilation going now, so we'll be able to use it again later. So see, Tifa here got debuffed, so we're going to have to reapply this buff again. There you go. When he uses that dreadful bite or whatever, that's when your characters get debuffed. Now you have to kind of keep an eye on Tifa and wait, look out for when that the exploit weakness expires. So as you can see, just doing damage. Gonna reapply the haste again. Okay, yeah. Crimson did expire here, so we gotta reapply this. Or not Crimson, but the exploit weakness. So yeah, you gotta keep an eye on all the buffs and debuffs. Make sure they're all applied. Use your ultimates when you can. We didn't need to heal there, but you know, whatever, Aerith. Going to use some ATB here. Let's use that, why not? Use Floral. Oh, we don't have Floral on, so yeah, that kind of sucked. See, little things right there. Nah. Oh, whoops, messed that up. See, as you can see, we're still mocking, so battle's a little bit sloppy, but we should be fine either way. Yeah, we're gonna get one more haste proc in, and he's dead. So, you know, not even the best battle. As you can see, you kind of need to make sure all those buffs and debuffs are applied. Make sure you use your ultimates when you get them, when they're available. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So stage 3, still 100%ed, no problem though. Still had a good amount of time left. And yeah. Again, though, like once you get to the very end of the battle, use your summons. That's when you want to use them. All right, that is a stage 3. I'll try to run through a stage 6 real quick. I've only run this a few times, and in this battle, you're gonna have Aerith be more as a. She's gonna need to be more of a healer to kind of support these two, because you will take a little bit more damage in this battle, but nothing like crazy in my opinion. You know, it's not something you're not gonna need like physical magic defense buffs or anything like that. So it should be fine. But you probably have to go into defensive mode when he does his big dive. So we're gonna start with Floral again. Do that with Cloud, Blue Daffodil. Gonna buff magic attack, lower magic defense. Do that. Gonna reapply Crimson. Oops, I misclicked. Oops, gotta do that. Oh yeah, see, kind of screwed up there. Now Tifa's boosting her magic attack when I don't want her to. Aerith should be doing that. So we are taking a little bit of damage here, but nothing too crazy. Mighty Chomp. It's fine. Gonna heal up again. Get the haste back in. Now we got to get Blue Daffodil back up. We will go into defensive mode here. Did take a little bit of damage. The lag is horrible. Trying to prevent that rock armor. Alright, we got to get the debuff back in. Getting really close in that rock armor here. Crimson, gonna get Jubilation. Alright, he got his rock armor up, so we're probably gonna have to just... I was just gonna use summons, but he already got that off. So if he goes in the rock armor, you pretty much have to just kind of get that defense, that wind resistance down before he can really do anything. For me, yeah, as you can see, he doesn't really get it off until the end of the battle. Alright, then I'll just use summons. See, I'm not really strong enough to be hitting stage 6 very hard, because ideally you don't want him to go into rock armor at all. And if you do enough DPS, that won't happen. So yeah, I've only got a 930, or is it 935 million? 993 million? Alright. So yeah, but we did all survive, as you can see, with never going into defensive mode for healing. Oh, 23%. So obviously, you know, I don't think it was that bad. I think that was my best run. With so yeah, you know, 23% on stage 6. I'll take it with an OB3 Cloud and a Aurora Tifa. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, obviously, if you are hitting, if he ever gets into his rock phase, that's probably a good indicator that you're not strong enough to be hitting these higher stages. And yeah, if you're in a guild, they'll probably prioritize you to hit stages that you're 100%ing or at least 2-shotting. So you know, I guess that's a tip for guild masters and whatnot. But yeah, I'm not a guild master. I'm a pleb. But anyway, yeah, that's going to do it for this guild battle video for my parties and strats and setups and whatnot. Do y'all have any different ideas for setups and whatnot? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, if y'all found this video helpful or entertaining, please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all on the next one. Later.